In this video, I bought back every DPOY in NFL history. Now, I only put them on the team that they won DPOY on. So for instance, Deion Sanders won DPOY on the Niners, so he's only gonna be on San Francisco, not on Dallas, not on the Falcons, not on the Ravens or the Redskins, just on the team that he won it on. I used MUT as a template to get their ratings up to a 99, but regardless, every single DPOY got a 99 overall in this video. However, everyone's face scan is gonna be inaccurate because Madden does not have their exact faces. If that bothers you, you don't have to watch. But if you're sticking around, let's get right to it. Huge thank you to Game Blazers for sponsoring today's video. Game Blazers is taking fantasy football to the next level by combining traditional fantasy football with video game mechanics. It's free to play, and you're given 12 free athlete items to start, and you can earn XP to unlock additional free item packs and boost through the free GB pass, similar to the battle pass in your favorite video games. Just like traditional fantasy football, you draft your own salary cap teams to compete in contests each week, but unlike traditional fantasy football, you choose from your roster of athlete items that you own. Contests can be free entry, earning XP, or paid, earning real money, but there's no real pressure to spend a dime. You can make your own contests, play in other community contests, and or play in Game Blazers official contests. Mini games are a fun and free way to earn more XP each week. Right now, there are 1v1 mini games where you choose which player or team will win that week. There's a lot more mini games to come. Now, the marketplace allows you to buy or sell items that you pull from the packs. This is not sports betting. This is only fantasy football. So here's my team right now. I'm gonna go ahead and open some of these packs, man. We're gonna start with the rares. We get Amon-Ra St. Brown. Let's go. Bijan. Mike Williams, man. Nasty. We got 8 packs remaining. Let's see some of the highlights we can get from these. Mike Evans, we got him. Okay, that's a nice pull right there. Last rare pack, we get Justin freaking Jefferson. Devon Achane. Nasty pulls. I mean, this is just insane. And we still have a bunch of packs left. Let's go ahead and do the common. We get Justin Fields and Epic along with CMC. Nah, but this team is looking scary. Another common pack. We get Amari Cooper. Very solid. Final common pack. Let's see if we can get another Amari Cooper. So that's a duplicate. Gonna throw him on the auction block. We get Brock Purdy. Epic pack. Let's go. Christian McCaffrey again. So we can sell this one. Bryce Young, Kittle. 2 Kittles. So you can sell one of them. And then Herbert. Oh my goodness. Kenneth Walker Olave. We have 1 pack remaining. The legendary pack. Oh, we get McCaffrey again. Travis Kelce. Freiermuth, Breece Hall, and Dalton Schultz. Disgusting pulls all around. Here's a look at the updated team. Now we're going to go through the mini games. Last week I was 8-4, and these are my picks for this week. If you want, you can slow it down. I'm thinking we can do better than what we did last week. Check out my contest that's live now with cash prizes. Once again, thank you to Game Blazers for sponsoring today's video. Also, ignore the experience when you see these players. I just clicked on someone random and then edited their stats and attributes. But Mike Singletary won DPOY twice for the Chicago Bears in 1985 and 1988. Also, Brian Urlacher won DPOY in 2005 for the Bears. They get 2 99 overall MLBs added to their defense. Since he was one of the teams that have never produced a DPOY, the Bills, however, have Bruce Smith, another 2-time DPOY winner in 1990 and 1996. They're also adding Bryce Pop to their front 7, the DPOY winner in 1995. 2 99s added to an already stacked defense. The Broncos get some much needed help on defense. Randy Gradishar, MLB, who won DPOY in 1978, their new highest overall player. The Browns, surprisingly, even with Myles Garrett, have never produced a DPOY, maybe this year. Meanwhile, the Buccaneers have produced 3. You have Derek Brooks, who won it back in 2002. Warren Sapp, who won it back in 1999. And Leroy Selman, who won it all the way back in 1979. They have one of the best front 7s now, with 3 99s being added to it. The Cardinals have not produced a DPOY. Same situation as the Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. Indianapolis, however, produced one back in 2007. The hard hitter, Bob Sanders. He is the new strong safety for Indianapolis. Washington hasn't produced a DPOY yet, but the Cowboys get another 99 overall Martin Harvey on the other side of the trenches. 1 DPOY back in 1977. For the amount of time this video took, you guys better hit that like button. I would love if we can get to 1,000, man. That'll mean the world to me. Duh. Doug won DPOY for the Dolphins back in 1983. Also, Jason Taylor won it back in 2006. And Dick Anderson won it all the way back in 1973. Miami now has 4 99s on their roster. They're looking good. Philadelphia produced 1 DPOY in their franchise history. The only player to win the award on 2 separate teams. Reggie White. He won it back in 1987. ATL has not produced a DPOY yet. We've already mentioned prime time. Deion Sanders won it on the Niners in the only season he played for them. Then Dana Stubblefield won it in 1997. And most recently, Nick Bosa won it in 2022. Niners roster keeps on improving. Michael Strahan won DPOY for the New York Giants back in 2001. But there's only 3 players in NFL history that have won DPOY 3 different times. Lawrence Taylor was the first one to do it. LT got it done in 1981, 82, and 86. 2 huge additions to that Giants defense. Jaguars have not produced a DPOY. Neither have the Jets. The Lions have yet to produce one. But the Packers are going to add Charles Woodson, who won the award in 2009 at the cornerback position. And this is the other team Reggie White won DPOY on. Crazy that he was able to do it in 2 separate teams. Packers get some much needed help. Carolina is going to add one of the best MLBs of our generation, Luke Kuechly, who won DPOY in 2013. Stephon Gilmore is back on the Patriots. He won the award in 2019, so he's up to a 99 for New England. Don't worry, I still kept a clone of Gilmore on the Cowboys. They still have him at cornerback. But back to the AFC. Looking at Khalil Mack back on the Raiders. He won the award in 2016. And again, the Chargers have a clone version of him, so they still have him on the squad. But their division rival adds not only Khalil, but Lester Hayes, one of the best cornerbacks of his era. He won the award in 1980. 2 99s added to the Raiders defense. Nothing changes in Los Angeles for the Rams. Their 3-time DPOY winner is already on the team. Aaron Donald won it in 2017, 18, and 20. T-Sizzle, the most recent DPOY winner for the Ravens. He won it back in 2011. Some people consider him the best safety to ever do it. Ed Reed won the award in 2004. And some people consider him to be the best MLB they've ever seen. Ray Lewis won the award twice in 2000 and 2003. Scariest defense might have to go to Baltimore. The Saints have won DPOY in their franchise history. Pat Swilling won it back in 1991. Huge boost to their front 7. I'm not gonna lie, if you're still watching and you haven't hit the like button or subscribe, you could easily do both of them by scrolling down right now. Kenny won DPOY for the Seahawks back in 1984. Not to mention Cortez Kennedy won DPOY in 1992 for Seattle. Another defense that improved. But there's not one franchise in NFL history that has more DPOY winners than the Pittsburgh Steelers. James Debo Harrison won it back in 2008. Mean Joe Green won it back in 1972 and 1974. Troy Polamalu won it back in 2010. You also have Mel Blount, who won it back in 1975. Rod Woodson, the 1993 winner. Jack Lambert, the 1976 winner. And most recently, TJ Watt, who won it in 2021. They are a DPOY factory, people. 7 different players have won the award. The Texans add back their best player in franchise history, JJ Watt, the 3-time winner in 2012, 2014, and 2015. The Titans have yet to produce a DPOY, but the Vikings have produced 2. Alan Page won it in 1971, and Keith Millard won it in 1989. Every single DPOY in NFL history back in the NFL. Get your predictions in. Who's making it to the Super Bowl? Even though the Steelers added all those 99s, quarterback is still too important. I like the Ravens with T-Sizzle, Ray Lewis and company, with Ed Reed patrolling the secondary. As for my NFC pick, Eagles getting Reggie White. I mean, come on, man. That's a nasty front 7. Philly versus Baltimore. Let's go. Dolphins go 16-1 with their 3 DPOYs leading the way. Ravens, my pick, end up second. Steelers, Bengals, Broncos, Bills, and Jaguars all all make it. Mahomes and the Chiefs miss out. Same with the Jets. Here are the rest of the teams that could not make it into the playoffs. The Packers go 15-2. Reggie White and Charles Woodson, huge difference makers. Niners, Cowboys, Seahawks, Giants, Falcons, and Vikings made it to the postseason. My Eagles miss out. They go 9-8. Commanders, Lions, and here are the rest of the teams that missed out. Here are the stats for the DPOYs. We had Singletary, 2.5 sacks. 1 sack for Urlacher. They both had 1 INT. Bryce with 11.5 sacks for the Bills. Bruce Smith, 5.5. Randy had 1 sack, 2 INTs for the Broncos. Brooks led the Bucks with 16.5 sacks, 2 INTs. Sapp had 15 sacks. Selman had 14.5. Nasty trio. Bob Sanders with 2 picks, 10 pass deflections for the Colts. Harvey Martin was 3rd on the Cowboys with 15 sacks. Betters had the most sacks for the Dolphins with 16. Taylor right behind him with 15.5. Dick Anderson, 1 pick, 5 pass deflections, a forced fumble. 20 sacks for Reggie White to lead everyone in Philadelphia. Bosa had 10.5 sacks to lead the Niners. Stubblefield right behind him with 8.5. Primetime had 2 INTs, tied for 2nd most in San Fran. He also had 5 pass deflections, 2 forced fumbles. Lawrence Taylor led the Giants with 17 sacks. Strahan had 14. The other Reggie White had 24.5 sacks. He broke the record for the Packers. Charles Woodson had 4 INTs for Green Bay. 12 pass deflections. Luke Kuechly with 3 INTs for Carolina, tied for 2nd most. He also had 18 pass deflections, 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, and tied for the most sacks on their entire defense. Gilmore led the Patriots with 3 INTs. Lester Hayes led the Raiders with 3 INTs as well. Khalil Mack led them with 20 sacks. Donald, of course, led the Rams with 11 sacks, 19 tackles for a loss. T-Sizzle led the Ravens with 14 sacks. Ray Lewis with 5 sacks, 2 INTs, 9 pass deflections, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 fumble recoveries. Ed Reed had the 2nd most INTs with 3. He also had 4 pass deflections, a fumble recovery, and a forced fumble. Pat Swilling led the Saints with 8.5 sacks. Cortez Kennedy, 12 sacks on Seattle. Kenny Easley, 2nd most INTs with 3. He also added 2 sacks, 6 pass deflections. Palomalu led the Steelers with 5 INTs. Blunt had 4. Woodson had 3. Lambert had 3 to go along with 3.5 sacks, 5 forced fumbles, and 3 fumble recoveries. Debo led them with 15.5 sacks. TJ had 12. Mean Joe had 10.5. JJ with 17 sacks on the Texans, 21 tackles for a loss. And Keith Millard led the Vikings with 10 sacks. Alan Page had 4 sacks, 3 tackles for a loss. Here are the league leaders at all the positions, man. We're going to go through tackling. You see Urlacher, the tackle machine. Kuechly in there as well. Randy from the Broncos. As for sacks, Reggie White had 2 of the top 3. Khalil Mack was in there. JJ, LT, Derek Brooks, Doug Betters, Debo. All these guys in the top 15 to 20. Feel free to slow it down if you want to see the entire list. Cheeto Bay with 9 INTs to lead everyone in the NFL. As for former DPOYs, Palomalu ended up the highest in that category. Woodson right there. Blunt as well. MVP goes to Patrick Mahomes. No defensive player in the top 10. OPOY in the AFC went to him as well. DPOY went to Khalil Mack. He beat out all these other former DPOYs to get it done. Crosby hasn't won it yet, but there's a bunch of guys in this top 10 that have. So that makes it even more special for Khalil. In the NFC, it went to Reggie White. He set the sack record, so it makes sense. The other Reggie ends up 2nd. LT in the top 3. And then the rest of it is guys that have either won it or have a chance to win it in the future. OPOY goes to CeeDee Lamb. Now here's a look at the playoff schedule and the wild card. My pick to go all the way. The Ravens end up winning against the Bills. Niners take care of the Vikings. Here are the rest of the scores. Pretty close games. In the divisional, we had some more close games, but the Ravens survive. In the conference championship, they get another W against the Bengals. The Niners beat the Seahawks 28-17. And we've seen this Super Bowl before. Let's see if we get a different outcome this time. Let's see the first possession from each team. Lamar taking on this stacked Niners defense. Read option to start off. Lamar getting a nice block downfield. Huge pickup on his first run. Both defenses have 3 DPOYs. Now the Niners already had one on the roster, so they only added 2. There's one of them getting in on the tackle tackle, Nick Bosa. And then, of course, Stubblefield at D tackle, Dion on the outside, shutting down a #1 wide receiver. Nice block shed by Dana. Already making an impact. He's in the zone. Just like that. 3rd and 3. Big play on this first drive. Lamar gonna pass it. Nice catch by Mandrews over the middle. Oh, nice play by Bosa. The tackle for a loss. And now they have 2 guys on the D-line in the zone. Can they push the Ravens out of field goal range? Lamar barely getting rid of it. Almost intercepted. Luckily for them, they have Justin Tucker at kicker. This looks like a 53-yarder, maybe 54, and it's good. Now it's Brock Purdy's turn, going up against Ray Lewis, T-Sizzle, and Ed Reed. McCaffrey getting the first carry of the game. He gets the first down after making someone miss. They go right back to him. There's Roquan with the tackle. This has to be the best linebacker group in the league now, with the 2 DPOYs and Roquan Smith. I mean, that's just insane. There's Purdy over the middle and complete. Ed Reed in the vicinity, man. That's a ball hawk. Be careful when you throw his direction. 3rd and 8. Can Baltimore get off the field? Purdy scrambling for his life. Clowney with the sack. So rough start for San Fran. We'll hop back in the 4th quarter if it's close. Right now, the Niners keeping it close. Actually, they take the lead. Never mind. Baltimore has the lead in the 3rd quarter. Heading into the 4th. They still have the lead. Make it a 2-possession one. And it looks like it's too little too late. 9-point deficit for the Niners in Baltimore. With some deja vu, they take care of the Niners in the Super Bowl. Ray Lewis does it again. And there you have it. This is what would happen if we brought back every DPOY in NFL history. Thanks for watching to the end. I'll see you guys on the next one.